Slammer. Lead jammer means the first skater with the score to get through legally on her first pass.
Both teams getting into a little bit of penalty trouble here. Rainbow Crash joining another home team captain in the box.
Alright, so, especially if this is your first roller derby bout, we'll let you know what just happened there. Both jammers got around on their second pass, and each passed 3 opposing players legally and earned 3 points for their team. That's how you get points.
Cosmos starting down here, 2 of their players in the penalty box. Despite what you may think, there are rules in roller derby where you can make contact, technical fouls, that kind of thing. Cosmos starting at a slight disadvantage as Casey Wastem meets Space Invader at the front of the track.
Casey Wastem earns your lead jammer there, but she's in the back of the pack.
Hardcore is out first, but she is not your lead jammer. Casey Wastem here in control of the game.
And there's Hardcore through. And Hardcore tried to call off the jam. She was not lead jammer, but the referee doing her a favor there and not listening to her.
Lead jammer is earned by passing all players to the other team. So you could theoretically pass the players to the other team, but if you get a big hit that sends you to the back of the pack, you're still the lead jammer, you're just stuck in the pack.
Yeah, that's what happened to Casey Wastem there. I think both benches were confused and thought that the other one had lead jammer, or they had lead jammer. Yep, that is a tough break for the Cosmonaughties, but it definitely happens from time to time.
Cosmos holding on to a slight lead here as Wednesday out and take the jammer line for the Arkham Horrors.
So that's 30 seconds that the Arkham Horrors are going to be able to skate unopposed. Nice solid defense here by the Cosmonaughties to slow down Wednesday Adams. That's the best you can do, is slow down the opponent when they have power.
The Horrors can score here without worrying about the other jammer. They really want to take advantage of this situation. Down by 3 points, that's nothing in roller derby.
Nice defense by the Cosmos at the front there. Looks like Badass Mama and Koopa Troopa putting a good stop on there. Nova as well, but that's a 5-point pass for Wednesday Adams. And by the way, 5 points, 1 for each opposing blocker and 1 for the jammer.
A little bit of a late call off there for the Arkham Horrors as Wednesday Adams takes a tumble on her pass through the pack. 1 point earned by Hardcore to the box. 3 for the Arkham Horrors. 2, 3, 2.
Sorry, waifu, we got a bad angle.
So we have a lead change here in favor of the Arkham Horrors. Down 3 points at the beginning of the last jam. Now they are up by 3 points.
Penalty box is empty right now, and if the full pack doesn't matter for MC Slammer, she gets through as your lead jammer. Jackie KO trying to get through her first pass, squeezed in by Fuzz to run. And there's Slammer through with her point.
Server down, I believe, serving her first penalty ever. I see you, server down. I see you working. Cosmonaughties starting at a disadvantage here. Our 4 blockers on the track. Cosmos with 3.
I feel like it's okay to get embarrassed on your first time to the penalty box.
It's our job, Servo. Good job.
Flying King here jamming for the Arkham Horrors. Going against R2 Detonate.
Flying King declares lead jammer for the Arkham Horrors.
Wow, nice footwork by R2 squeezing by the inside line, but here comes Flying King on a scoring pass.
Little bit of a hint here. If this is your first roller derby game, keep your eyeballs on Flying King. She's got fancy feet. She's going to do some things in the air. Just trust me.
If you take your eyes off for just a second, you will miss something. just to warn you.
On the jammer line for the Cosmonaughties, once again we have Hardcore coming up against America Ferocious. We call her USA. Both teams starting at a blocker disadvantage.
That's right. You can probably expect about 3 or 4 jammers for both teams to go a lot, and then a couple jammers to go a couple times.
Hardcore earning lead jammer for the Cosmonaughties. A consistent workhorse of a jammer. She's going to put up some big points using her sheer strength.
There's Hardcore.
Moving out of the way.
Server down, being used as a battering ram there by Hardcore. You can't put your hands on the opposing players, but you can put them all over your own teammates. Oh, by the way, Hardcore not skating with her skates. Her skates broke just before the bout, so she is skating on substitute skates, so that is impressive stuff.
The Arkham Horrors holding on to a 5-point lead here, but getting into a little bit of penalty trouble as their co-captain and someone named captain report to the penalty box. Big opportunity here for the Cosmos to put up some points.
Cosmos could definitely use lead jammer here. It's been quite a few games, and there it is.
Nora Morrison declared lead jammer. Casey Waso out not too far behind her.
Here comes Nora Morris on her scoring pass. Able to squeeze out a couple of points. No surprise so far, 18-16 close bout, exactly what we expect between these two teams.
Some really disciplined play so far. Both teams, for the most part, calling those off tight, not letting the other team get an opportunity to score. Both teams want this. The Arkham want to prove they're still on top. The Cosmonaughties, well, they've lost by 1 point 2 years in a row, so.
Yeah, Cosmonaughties definitely want to have had like undefeated regular seasons for 2 years straight. It's just that championship bout that's been getting them. It's like a multiplayer block there on Hillary Clinton. And out of 3 jam. That's 2 jams in a row for the Cosmos.
A big hit on LL Cool Jam, but she's got a smile on her face as per usual.
We've got a tie score here. So back and forth we go. The Horrors had a string of 3 or 4 jams in a row getting lead jammer, and right back at you, the Cosmos with 2 in a row, and we've got a tie game.
The Horrors getting into a little bit of penalty trouble. They seem to have shaken that off now as the Cosmos take their turn in the penalty box.
4-on-2 advantage here for America Ferocious, the jammer for the Arkham Horrors. Her second jam. Oh, America squeezes around the outside. Tapping the alley right there. What a takeout of R2D8 and brings her all the way to the back.
Player, but so smart and a great track general. One of the co-captains of the Boston team, you'll see her take advantage of her teammates, control her teammates, and make some really effective plays. America Ferocious for 5 points.
R2D8 finally throwing that first pass. America Ferocious going on her 3rd scoring pass here.
The strategic question now for both teams is calling off that jam before the Cosmos have a chance to score. A huge jam for the Arkham Horrors. If you're an Arkham Horrors fan, make some noise!
That's an 11-0 jam for America Ferocious. Horrors fans, what is going on out there? You must be psyched. Come on! And another 4-2 pack advantage for the Arkham Horrors, so a lot of penalty problems for the Cosmos. We got Rainbow Crash jamming for the Horrors, and she is lead jammer. Nice job by Hardcore, though, getting out in a hurry.
For
I like that call off there by the Arkham Horrors. Good choice to trap Tiny Dancer in the box.
On the jammer line, we have Casey Wastem for the Arkham Horrors and LL Cool Jam for the Cosmonaughties. Both teams starting with a slight blocker discrepancy.
Wow, it's a race right now. Casey Wasem thought she was lead jammer, tried to call it off. It's confusing when both jammers get out at the same time. I think we have a 4-point pass there for LL Cool Jam and 2 points for the Horrors. There may have been a penalty at the end on Fuzz to Rhymes. Yes, there was.
Fuzz to Rhymes with those big hits, deadly on the outside, but looks like that was just after the whistle. She reports to the penalty play.
You can see the Arkham Horrors bench manager noticing Fuzz going to the box and pulling one jam. Oh, pulling 2 blockers off there. There we go. Wow, they actually had 4 on the track.
Boston Creamer for the Arkham Horrors, going up against the 4-wall of Cosmonaughty Blue. Jackie Kale for the Cosmonaughties, new jammer.
Big zigzag moves going right through the back for Jackie Kale and Boston Creamer. That was a trap cut. Power jam for the Cosmos. Woo!
Huge opportunity here for the Cosmonaughties. They have veteran jammer Jackie Kale out there, and she's looking to put some points up.
Looks like Jackie Kay was feeling it. She had a hop in her step as she came by in front of us. She is pulling penalties as well.
5 in the sky for Jackie Kay and a hard fought pass. A little bit of offense there from her Cosmonaughty teammates.
And that is another lead change, folks. As the Cosmos taking the lead right now, and another pass!
Love those fancy feet from Jackie Kale as she makes her way out of the pack.
Boston Creamer out of the box on her first pass. So she has not scored any points. Oh, and calling off the jam. Jackie Kale with another 3 points.
And we have a lead change here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Cosmonaughties! Don't be so excited, guys. You're making my...
All right, we got hardcore out there to keep it going for the Cosmos.
Cosmos here looking to maintain this momentum.
MC Slammer trying to put a halt to it. Hardcore is pushing against Rainbow Crash, and there is MC Slammer getting for his late hammer.
And Hardcore nods approvingly when she outscores the lead jammer. 4 for the Cosmonaughties, 1 for the Arkham Horrors, and a little bit of a late call off.
Yeah, just a little late call off there. The Horrors opened up the middle lane for Hardcore, and they let her get by before that call off could occur.
And we have the Boston Travel Team teammates. Flying King for the Arkham Horrors on the jam line. LL Cool Jam for the Cosmonaughties.
Looks like a little correction on that last jam. 2 points were able to go to the Horrors. Looks like both teams playing only defense on the first pass here, leaving it up to their jammers to plow their way through. And there's Al Cool Jam, a little jammer. Well, great hop back by Flying King there to get around the Cosmonaughties wall.
A conservative call off for LL Cool Jam puts her at 3 points to the Arkham Horrors 0.
definitely say that this score is a bit surprising right now because the Cosmonaughties are missing so many of their star players, but they are doing a great job with who they brought to the track today.
For the Arkham Horrors, we have Wednesday Adams, very aggressive jammer, coming up against Hardcore, another aggressive jammer.
Hardcore again, your lead jammer again. Cosmonaughties really feeling it. Oh, Space Invader trying to put on the plaza.
2 points for the Cosmonaughties, 0 for the Arkham Horrors on that last pass.
Nice little spin move there by Hardcore. She recognized that the Horrors jammer was coming up fast, so she just called off the jam. Happy with 2 points. Alright, looks like we've got No Remorse, I believe, jamming against America Ferocious. Whoa, lockdown defense by both teams here. America's breaking through to the front, but she's still got a wall.
America Ferocious meeting that Cosmos defense at the front of the pack. They created an opportunity for their captain, Nora Morris, the early jammer. She is looking to score now.
Oh, Nora Morris, great move on the inside. Picking up 5 points. That's a grand slam, as we call it in roller derby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first panty pass of the night. If you are not the jammer, the only other person who can become the jammer is the pivot with a stripe on her helmet. It's a good way to stop the bleeding, get the star out of the pack, and make sure your team doesn't hemorrhage points.
That was a very quick star pass. I really appreciate a team recognizing that there's no benefit to having you get out as your jammer, as a jammer instead of your pivot. It just doesn't matter. You gotta get someone out.
Now, the only way you can score points is if the star is on your head, but it counts towards your initial pass, which is very important.
And Arkham Horrors trying to regain some control here, down by 24 points. But LL Cool Jam able to get out as well. R2D8 and Space Invader teaming up for a hit there, but 4 points picked up by MC Slammer.
Horror's doing a really good job of breaking up the Cosmonaughties' wall. That's been a problem so far this bout. They figured it out that jam. Not sure if they're going to be able to keep doing that, but that could be a key to their success.
Yeah, definitely. When the Cosmos are able to lock down right now and not be interrupted by the Horrors, they seem to be having a lot of success on defense.
For the Cosmonaughties, we have number 88, Hardcore, going up against Rainbow Crash for the Arkham Horrors. And Hardcore is the lead jammer for the Cosmos.
A trap cut there on Jackie KO as Hardcore comes around on her scoring pass. Tripped up as she was about to get out. Tiptoed her way along the line, but just calling it off. Just calling it off. She got her 4 points. Didn't need to do anything else. She was all happy with that. So 4 went to the Horrors last jam. 4 went to the Cosmos this jam. So right back and forth we go. And we're going to have LL Cool Jam out there jamming against KC Wastem. 1 blocker from both teams, from each team in the penalty box.
In a 3-on-3 situation like this, it can be tough. The benefit for a jammer is you've got more room to work on the track, but you got no help.
Wow, R2D took a huge
If you're out there in the stands right now and you're thinking, I want to do this, you have many options. If you are a lady, 18 and older, you can check us out, BostonDerbyDames.com. We have recruitment almost year-round. Check us out. We will train you. You will do this. Trust me. If you are a kid, 7 to 17, check out our Boston Junior Derby table.
That is Hillary Clinton, her first jam in a Boston Derby Dames uniform since 2009.
Wearing a star for the first time. Playing it old school, Hillary Clinton. Limited jammer on camera action. No points, but she got some points in my heart.
Yeah, and in her own heart, I think. Her heart of hearts, if you will.
And if you are a gentleman and you want to play roller derby, find one of the other gentlemen wearing a blue mask maelstrom shirt. They probably have a beard as well. Ask them questions about it.
They're probably in the penalty box over there. Marlon.
Hardcore for the Cosmonaughties. MC Slammer for the Arkham. MC Slammer is your lead jammer. Hardcore not far behind her.
Is MC Slammer on her scoring pass? Oh, throws her shoulder into Jackie K. Oh, and gets 4 quick points.
You know, as an aggressive jammer myself, if you see a blocker turn around at the front of the pack, you just gotta hit him. There's no other way around it. Well, there is, but it's just more fun.
So right now, the Cosmonaughties keeping that steady lead. They've been around 20, 30 points ahead for about 10 minutes now. Right now, a 24-point lead, as we have about 7 minutes left in the first half. Oh, and halftime, guys, come on down. We've got a special game for you. Tell you about it in just a minute.
Cosmos starting at a slight disadvantage here as one of their blockers is in the penalty box. Playing King, our lead jammer, playing Arkham Warriors.
Flying King, whoa! I wish you had my view. Saw some sweet footwork right in front of me from Flying King to stay inbounds. King looking for a big jam here to close that lead. Play by Space Invader to take King out on the inside. LL Pro Jam still on her first pass here. King on a scoring pass. So we are 4 penalty on America Ferocious. Flying King knocked out of bounds, calling off the jam there, but she had earned herself 5 points.
Horrors here, starting with a micro pack. Got Trauma in the VR and Catherine the Irate.
Catherine the Irate playing a stabilizer there. They hardcore or R2, they were able to sneak on out. Big play by Casey Wayston getting out on her first pass very quickly. Calling off the jam. That's a quick 4-0 jam for the Cosmos and able to keep America Ferocious in the pack. Excuse me, in the penalty box. So they will be starting once again with a 4-3 pack advantage.
Horrors chipping away at the Cosmos lead. Up at about 30 points previously, now 21.
Eking into it right there. That is math, people. Inching their way in, and we've got Nora Morse there jamming for the Cosmos. Over on the outside is MC Slammer. Slammer out of nowhere, they're getting a very important lead jammer.
Arkham Warriors here looking to make their jammer's life easy. Scores
Alright, so it looks like MC Slammer's ending up in the penalty box here at the end of that jam. As she called off the jam, because she did stop the jam. So, big penalty kill right here for the Horrors.
Hardcore earning lead jammer for the Cosmonaughties. Honestly, a jammer I would put out in this situation. She's had a hot game, she's calm, she's cool, she's back.
Hardcore took a tumble on her way through over a down skater. Referee said it was not a low block, let it play. And Hardcore got herself a grand slam.
Cosmo still in scoring position here. MC Slammer out on her initial pass.
And just 1 point there for the Cosmos on that second scoring pass. So like I was saying, folks, at halftime, if you're interested, we're going to have a wheel toss. We're going to have this crate, and we're going to put it over here, and you're going to take a wheel and try and throw it to the middle of the track. If you get it closest to the middle, you get a free long sleeve Boston Derby Dames t-shirt.
We especially encourage those shorter than my hand to participate.
It's all about the children.
Flying King for the Arkham Warriors. LL Cool Jam for the Cosmonaughties. Up in the fancy feet from Flying King into lead jammer status.
Get some fireworks from King there around turn 1.
Cool Jam out on her initial pass. Flying King scoring for the Arkham Horrors.
Flying King being careful not to pick up any penalties there as she goes through the pack. And she's able to pick up no points. Wow, no points by Flying King there. What defense by the Cosmonaughties, keeping their hips in front of Flying Kings.
On the jammer line, we have 749 Wednesday Adams going up against Nora Morris for the Cosmonaughties. The whistle has blown, both jammers taking a conservative start entering the pack.
Wednesday meeting a wall of Cosmos at the front. Meanwhile, Nora Morris all the way in the back of the pack. Very good work by Wednesday Adams, pushing out some very talented Cosmonaughties blockers.
Beautiful reform for the Arkham Horrors in front of the pack. Looking to hold Nora Morris as long as they can, put Wednesday Adams in scoring position.
Nora Morris through on her first pass as Wednesday is scoring points here for the Horrors. She's got all 4, and we may have time for another jam. We'll see.
A 4-0 jam for the Arkham Horrors. Those are the kind of plays they need to make. No just calling it off late stuff.
I think we might get this jam off right before the period clock expires. Yes, we will. So the period is over, but this jam is going to go to its natural conclusion.
Beautiful run back there for the Cosmonaughties in the front. Great goal passing. R2 Detonate not realizing the other jammer was stuck in the pack, calling it off without scoring any points. And that is the end of it. In front, they want to stay focused and they want to keep that communication up.
That makes sense. The Cosmonaughties were communicating big time in the first half. That was their biggest strength out there. They were clearly blocking and playing defense together as a team. So it makes sense that they don't want to really switch things up. They just want to stay composed, stay on target.
It's like this is sports, and they're sportsing the sports.
Yeah, sports and sport.
Unusual.
Sports and sports. So many sports.
The halftime clock has expired. Just waiting to cross our T's and dot our I's here as we get the second period started.
And don't forget, after the bout, just head right up the street, walking distance, 15 Ward Street in Somerville. And that is where the Slum Brews Tap Room is. And that's where the Boston Derby Dames will be hosting an after party. And you should go.
And we're getting the signal from Rue to get started. I see you, Rue. And a familiar matchup from the first half for the Cosmonaughties. We have LL Cool Jam. For the Arkham Horrors, we have Rainbow Crash.
Nice D on the inside line by the Cosmos there, forcing Rainbow Crash back.
Love that booty block for American Precious. Wasn't quite able to hold back LL Cool Jam, who earned the lead jammer. Rainbow Crash right behind her. And LL Cool Jam comes off with a little flourish.
In case you're curious, the Jam refs, Wifo and Gritty Pearl, switch which teams they follow in each half, so you pay attention to that. Now we got Wifo following the Cosmonaughties, and Gritty Pearl following the Horrors. It's hardcore out there for the Cosmos. One up against Casey Wilson.
Love those fancy themes of hardcore. She's always been one of those jammers who can just power through the pack. Love to see that versatility added to her toolbox. And a low block for the other Horrors jammer, Casey Waysome. Huge opportunity for the Cosmos here to right at this score. Exactly what we wanted to pick up some momentum coming into this half.
And hardcore is through on a grand slam right there. That's 5 points. Low blocks are really tough on you when you get those, because sometimes just falling down and having somebody trip on you gives you a penalty.
Cosmonaughties seizing the front of the pack, looking to cap a little bit for their jammer.
Arkham Horrors needing some defense here. This is so far a 10-0 jam for hardcore in the first jam, or second jam, excuse me, of the second half. Hardcore knocked out of bounds there. The Horrors able to lock down defense as Casey Waysome is back from the penalty box and through on her first pass. Huge jam there for hardcore. That's a 14-point jam. And the Cosmonaughties with a commanding 34-point lead. Looks like the Arkham Horrors putting out Wednesday Addams to try and turn the tide here, get things going their way.
Both teams at full strength here to start this jam. Not something we've seen so much this half. Wednesday Addams coming up against Tracy Reader for the back. She is lead jammer for the Arkham Horrors.
Halo is throwing her first pass as well, but this is a scoring pass for Wednesday. And choosing not to call it off.
A controversial strategy. Essentially what they're betting is that their defense can hold back this jammer and they will end with a bigger differential than 4-0.
Call for a back block there. Looks like Wednesday Addams tried to hit Tiny Dancer on the shoulder, but got a little too much of her back.
Wednesday Addams, the sophomore senior for the Arkham Horrors.
So that means this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes. We've had very few, if possibly no jams go the full 2 minutes. And there's Jackie K.O. with her 5 points. There's 92 to 58 to start this jam. That helps you keep track. empty slip.
And no one sees it Wednesday Adams. They threw on the inside line. Now, both jammers back on the track. Like you said earlier, coming up, this will go for the full 2 minutes. So it looks like we have about 5 seconds left.
Wednesday Adams, huge pass right there. Holy moly.
Love that aggressive jamming from Wednesday Adams. It's great rookie out there. We're going to give it right back to the veteran skaters.
So if you do the math there, it looks like that jam was, according to the scoreboard, we have 14 points for the Cosmonaughties that jam and 13 points for the Arkham Horror. So basically, no change.
It's remarkable though when you think that it was a 1-point difference and the Horrors killed a penalty, a jammer penalty. Great defense.
Go figure. R2 Detonate jamming here for the Cosmos. Rainbow Crash for the Horrors.
R2 Detonate earning lead jammer for the Cosmonaughties. Rainbow Crash not too far behind her.
Now we know we picked up a low block. There's R2 Detonate hops through. 4 points by R2. Like what I saw from R2's feet there. Very fast moving feet. Keeping them moving. Keeping it aggressive for the Cosmos.
You know, Kevin, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm just really impressed that the Cosmos are able, it seems to be starting this many jams at a blocker deficit, but still maintain a 40-point lead. Testament to the strength of their two walls.
Definitely does.
Flying King for the Arkham Horrors, LL Cool Jam for the Cosmonaughties, a matchup we are very familiar with by this point in the game.
Arkham Horrors needing a big jam from Flying King. Love that move. She pretended that she was going to go back and cut to the inside, but stayed outside. Flying King on her toe stops there. Falls off the jam, Flying King, and 3 points for King, none for the Cosmos.
Those 3-0 jams for the Arkham Horrors, it's good, but at this point in the game, you got 20 minutes left. You really need some kind of break to go your way. Power jam, one of those national power jams where the blue jammer is stuck in the pack. Just something a little bit bigger needs to happen if they want to pull away with the win.
Absolutely. I mean, you can catch up by getting small increments at a time, but you can't give up any along the way, which is very hard.
America Ferocious for the Arkham Horrors running lead jammer. Cosmo's getting into a little bit of penalty trouble here.
Space Invader and Catherine the both going to the penalty box.
USA, one of those jammers I really love to see. Just a ton of power behind her entries into the pack. This could be exactly what the Arkham Horrors are looking for.
Yeah, this might be exactly what you were just talking about here. This is one of those natural power jams as is. America Ferocious here, another scoring pass. That's her second grand slam. That's 10-0 right now for the Arkham Horrors. As the Cosmos are in damage control mode.
Love that versatility from the Cosmonaughties. Putting in a jammer as the pivot gives them the opportunity to pass the star in situations just like this.
All right, and that is another 5 points there. That is a 15-0 jam for the Arkham Horrors.
Exactly what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen. A timeout called by the Cosmonaughties after that 15-point jam for the Arkham Horrors. See if they get this momentum continuing in their favor. Period.
This is really shaping up to be just another chapter in the rivalry that is between these two teams. It is just incredible.
It's strange to think that a team that's only 3 years old could have a rivalry, but somehow the Arkham Horrors have done it.
Everybody wants to beat you when you're the best.
Big run back here by first round for the Arkham Horrors. Casey raced up early lead here for the purple team. R2 Detonate, but a track behind her.
Things really going the Horrors' way right now. Here comes Casey on her scoring pass. Oh! Even though they let Hardcore and the Cosmos get 3 points there, I am still very impressed with that call off right there. R2 was jamming, pardon me. R2 was jamming.
I appreciate you though. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I appreciate it. Terrified.
Yeah, you can actually.
No official review. A little bit of miscommunication there. The ref crew making sure that a skater for the Arkham Horrors is okay. A little bit of a concussion check here. You'll see these skaters all wearing what look like really intense headgear. It's because we like our brands. We need to keep them home.
All right, there you have it, guys. Nothing was reviewed, just a safety check. And Flying King out here for the Arkham Horrors, who are down by 24 points.
Very disciplined call off there from Flying King. Gets her 4 points and just puts that jam to bed.
At 20 points, you definitely want to keep that score difference 20 points or less as you get towards the end of the game. We still have lots of roller derby to play with 19 minutes to go.
You know, as we've seen, 20 points could be one jam. Could be a few, but it could be one. We've got 20 minutes in this game. Horrors putting out Casey Wastem, a consistent jammer for them so far.
Oh, the Arkham Horrors once again with lead jammer here. So they are doing that in-show approach. Casey Wastem on her scoring pass up to the front. And Casey electing to keep this jam going as Jackie K.O. taken out of bounds by Catherine the 08.
We've seen the Horrors run this long strategy before on this exact same jammer, Jackie K.O. for the Cosmonaughties. They are betting in the end that they will come out with a bigger differential.
That's right.
Didn't work for him last time. Jammer got sent to the box, but works for him this time. Instead of a 4-0, they come away with a 12-4, putting them 8 points closer to the Cosmonaughties.
Very impressive. Now down by 12. As a manager, like Mitochondria over there, he manages the Boston Massacre. He is no stranger to deciding when and where to take risks. And that was a really good time to do it.
Mitochondria also a skater for the men's team, the Mass Maelstrom. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions about joining the Roller Derby here in Massachusetts. Rainbow Crash Horrors, named Rainbow Crash for the Arkham Horrors against LL Cool Jam for the Cosmonaughties. Arkham Horrors patrolling the front path, LL Cool Jam for the beats, and she is your new jammer. MC Slammer stash, flash right there.
Cool Jam calling it off after picking up 3 points. Very important jam there for the Cosmonaughties, in my opinion. I feel like that just put a little stop to that run, gives their team a little bit of confidence that they need.
It seems like as both of these teams are getting used to the floor, used to playing again, this being the home team opener, fewer penalties. They're going out with more blockers, between fewer jammer penalties. And this is where it counts in the final 16 minutes of the game. You know, you really need to make sure you have as many people out there as possible.
Yeah, we're borderline crunch time here, guys. And here's Flying King. New jammer once again. Hardcore is through on her first pass as well. The Flying King on her scoring pass. Oh, great offense! What a cooler. That was an easy pass there for Flying King. I give that one to Irate right there.
Zebras on the track seem to be huddling. No penalty called. Zero Cosmonaughties on that jam.
That's right.
Casey Racers actually the lead here, but not far behind Laurel Morris, the co-captain for the Cosmonaughties. Both of these teams trying to knock each other around, not give an inch.
Casey Wastem on her scoring pass here. Calls it off. Like no points. 0-0 right there. As is often the case right now, neither team wants to give a point to the opponents when they don't need to. Casey Wastem, she'll take the 0 there. They are within striking distance.
Dave Lasers, A manager for the Cosmonaughties, out in center track. Cosmos here, starting with a power jam in their favor. The Arkham are so far doing a pretty good job against defending against some of these power jams. They have had a little bit of trouble with their jammers going to the box so far this game.
That was a tough break for Casey Waste. I'm sure she'd like to have that one back. When she turned around to make that call off, she landed out of bounds. So LL Pool Jam with a quick lead jammer here, and the Cosmonaughties. Oh! Quick grand slam for L. And the Cosmos looking to re-establish that big lead that they had before.
You know, if I was there at the Warriors, I wouldn't be too upset with having Casey Grayson back on the track. A very consistent jammer for them so far this season.
So L able to get 2 scoring passes in before Casey Wastem returns. Casey throwing her shoulder into hardcore right there.
Fancy feet there on the inside line. 4 points.
Really like what I'm seeing from Casey Wastem. Looks a lot quicker and more energetic than last year. I believe that was a 13-0 jam for LL Pool Jam and the Cosmos.
Can't be too upset with a 10-point power jam at this stage of the game. That means you're putting up in the 30 seconds and the other jammers in the box. You've got your initial pass in 10 seconds and 2 scoring passes in 10 seconds. It's pretty textbook.
Definitely. LL Pool Jam is a textbook jammer, so there's no surprise there.
Both teams back up to full strength here. Rainbow Crash for the Arkham Horrors. Jackie KO for the Cosmonaughties. Arkham Horrors sending a little bit of offense to the front of the pack. Rainbow Crash meeting a 4-wall. Jackie KO meeting purple in the back. MC Slam, a very smart player running her back there.
Rainbow Crash being given a hard time. Oh, very smart. Both jammers used the turn to get out on their first pass.
Rainbow Crash falling it off there with the game so close and so little time left. She can't be messing around with any kind of close jammer on jammer action. You need to set it up again. You need to try to go for these opportunities where you can put up points and without the other team putting up points.
You might notice a lot of jammers get out on those first passes right around that first and second turn right there. The track widens a little bit on the way out, and it's just a lot harder for the blockers to keep track of you across the wider track. R2D8 just plowing over.
A huge quick front of the pack there from number 88 of Hardcore on both sides of the jammer.
Yeah, that is a backlog there on America Ferocious. The Cosmonaughties with a power jam.
We were talking earlier about America Ferocious's power. Sometimes that strength works against you.
There's R2D8 through on a big scoring pass, a grand slam. So the Cosmonaughties getting a lot of points out of these jammer penalties.
Arkham Horrors doing a great job of recycling up in the front, resisting some of this Cosmonaughty offense. Fire in the sky for R2D8.
Wow, the Cosmonaughties really seizing control of this bout in these last 2 jams.
America Ferocious back on the track for the Arkham Horrors.
America up against two really tough blockers there at the front, Space Invader and Hardcore. And now Space is out, server down, takes her place. Oh, Hardcore is loving that, so are the rest of the Cosmonaughties. Huge jam.
Number 88, Hardcore, not too upset with that jam. Cosmonaughties got to be pleased about putting up 25 points in one jam. That is the biggest differential we've seen in one jam so far this game.
I think that goes along with the biggest differential in the game right now, 49 points.
10 minutes left in this game.
And we have an official timeout being called right now. So they're going to try and straighten out some of the...
Derby.com. Back to the action here. Both teams starting down. Cosmonaughties with 3, Arkham Horrors with 2 blockers.
Right now, the Arkham Horrors need a big push, and who better to do it than Flying King?
Love those toe stop maneuvers by Flying King. She's been doing this a long time. She's got some fancy feet. Hillary Clinton, Cosmonaughties, not too far behind her.
Oh, good move by Flying King there.
Getting the running signal from Smito Padre on the Arkham Horrors bench. They are making the bet that they will get a bigger differential here, or possibly put Hillary Clinton in the box.
I love Boston Creamer on the way through, just taking out Nora Morris to join her wall. And you can see this is really paying off here for the Horrors as they have pulled a track cut on Hillary Clinton.
Crunch time for the Arkham Horrors. They're 40 points behind the Cosmonaughties. They need to see some offense here if they want us to get Flying King through the pack with 5 of the sky.
This is already a 3rd scoring pass, I believe. Oh, King is untouchable right now.
Love those roll-offs from Flying King to get around even the best blockers the Cosmonaughties can throw.
Here comes King once again. Oh! Backward fall for Flying King. And falling off the jam was Flying King right there. Hillary Clinton, oh, I guess the Clinton was on a scoring pass, but let's see. So Hillary has actually picked up, Hillary Clinton has picked up a, looks like a back block, I believe, upon trying to re-enter the pack.
Another huge opportunity here for the Arkham Horrors. They're starting down blockers. They've got jammer Wednesday Adams on the track. The whistle has blown.
So we have 2 power jams for the Cosmos, followed by 2 power jams for the Horrors. Nice cut back by Wednesday.
Wednesday Adams going right through the median hardcore. She's really triggered.
Cosmos really putting out a big, strong line here to defend against this power jam. Wednesday breaking right through. That's 4 Travel Team players right there.
Wednesday Adams coming through for her second pass, meeting 4 possible blockers at the front of the pack.
So Wednesday's on her second scoring pass here. Hillary on her... and so it looks like Wednesday picked up 9 points there.
And just like that, the Horrors are back in the game, down by only 21.
Right when you think it's out of reach, it isn't. That's roller derby, people.
Arkham Horrors here starting with a blocker deficit. Rainbow Crash in the penalty box. Casey wakes up fighting the Cosmonaughties.
Horrors not backing down here, not folding. All right, being told to call it off as Casey Wisdom
appreciate that.
So we've got MC Slammer going against, that's right, Server down. Taking a big win, their first time ever jamming.
Interesting decision from the Cosmonaughties bench. They're up by only 20 points, 6 points to go, putting out a jammer. Now, I've heard some big things about Server down, but I don't know if that's the jammer you put out in this situation.
Definitely, you don't know, but you know what? It kind of worked out for her. She did give up 3 points, but I was impressed seeing her moves come around turn 2. I want to try her again.
That's also one of those things. You got to be thankful for a deep bench. We're nearing the end of the game. Sometimes you need to throw something else out there. Throw a, what is it, in baseball where the ball is slow and the pitch is slow?
Yeah, the slow pitch.
Slow pitch. High block up number 88, Hometeam. Brian King here, skating unopposed.
17 points for the Wolves to make up in 5 minutes.
Big clear by number 77.
That pass looked good right here. Biggie Talls, Mr. Fantasy keeping a close eye. Here goes King on another scoring pass. Brian King pulling penalties as well as points.
5 more points for Brian King as the Cosmonaughties lose. Badass mama to the penalty box. Hardcore is back on her initial pass. Interesting decision from Smile Conrad to have Brian King call it off. Hardcore still in her initial pass there.
Looks like the Wolves have called timeout for points. Get excited for the last 3 minutes and 49 seconds of amazing, exciting, thrilling overtime.
Number 88, Hardcore, looks like she's reporting to the box for the Cosmonaughties. You know, a relatively clean jammer for most of the game, picking up 2 penalties within the same jam.
So starting with the power jam here is the Arkham Horrors. Cosmonaughties needing a stop. Rainbow Crash, over shoulder in. Wow, Rainbow Crash called for a major forearm there penalty, so she is having a seat. Hardcore will get released and should be eligible to get lead jammer. What a massive turn of events.
Rainbow Bathic saying that Hardcore did not earn lead jammer because she did not pass all the block lead. This jam will go the full.
I think Crash may actually be eligible to get lead. You are correct, Ms. Mangle.
Rainbow Crash trying to pass it to Wednesday Adams. The pass has to be hand to hand. 5 more points for Hardcore. Wednesday Adams with a panty stash. She is the jammer. Notes for the Arkham Horrors, but Hardcore still racking up those points.
Oh, Wednesday right through.
Virtually untouched by the Cosmonaughties Broncos.
The Horrors really need right now is to slow Hardcore down, but Hardcore is not an easy person to slow down. They had Hardcore stop for a minute, but then Wednesday got stopped by the Cosmos blockers. full-hard penalty called on the Horrors right now on Wednesday Adams, the jammer. All right, so we're going to start this next jam with the Arkham Horrors having a jammer in the penalty box. That was a crazy turn of events right there.
Skating unopposed for the time being. And LL Cool Jam, 20 seconds into this jam, earning a lead of jammer.
And Al on a quick scoring pass and it's 5 points. Wednesday passing the star right away to MC Slammer, but Slammer taken right out of bounds. And the Cosmos already have 2 scoring passes here.
MC Slammer holding the jammer pen in her hand, looking to get out of
That's a 3rd scoring pass here for the Cosmos, who have really taken advantage of penalties to the Arkham Horrors jammers. MC Slammer and the Horrors finally threw in their first pass with LL Cool Jam here on her 4th scoring pass, I believe.